Today I would like to talk about games and how they ruin my life. You know, kids, I could have been many things in my life. I could have been a drug dealer, could have been a drug lord, I could have had a criminal gang, I could still be a skinhead, I could be a serial killer, mass murderer. So many things, so many career opportunities. But then I found games out. My girlfriend, all long and gone, she bought me my first video game. It was Caesar 2. And after that, I was hooked. I spent the first 24 hours non-stop playing Caesars 2. And that ruined my life forever. After that, I dropped being violent. I dropped almost everything. I still kept on with the university for some odd reason. I learned to love mathematics again. I learned to like statistics. But you see, the real career is the real thing that gives real money. That went to hell. I didn't want anything to do with violence anymore. Bullying got boring. You know, it's boring. It's kind of a brain dead activity. Of course, it's easy to scare others with your size and ugly face. But I fell in love with games. Don't do games. They're terrible for you. Horrible. Horrible. Remember, I could... can I say those things nowadays? I could be sniffing cocaine out of a prostitute's ass somewhere in some other continent. But instead, I got secluded. Met a girlfriend online. We're still together, have wonderful kids. Imagine that. Terrible. Terrible. What a nightmare. I wouldn't want that for anyone. Serious. Not even for me. Although I deserve it. So think about that before you get into a gaming career. You know, you could kill people for a living, folks. There's real money into it. I mean, you live a short life. You are constantly watching your back. But hey, there's money on it, right? Money, money, money. That's what it is about. And no. Fell in love with the thing. Couldn't help it. Was hooked. After my not first, come on, I was not a virgin, definitely not a virgin. Whew, memories, la 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 la. After one of my first serious girlfriends, let's put it that way, bought me my first video game, Caesar 2, you know. Have I said that before? Yeah, I know, going nuts. It's gaming, you see. Learn to love statistics, mathematics, the whole shebang. Dropped the violence, dropped the anger, dropped the wrath. Got out of the streets, imagine that. Got out of the streets, decided to study. What the fuck is wrong with me? God, I feel horrible. Terrible, terrible. Kids don't do drugs. And by drugs, I mean video games. They're like drugs, you know. This is your brain and drugs. This is your brain and video games. Yeah, kids. Don't do what I did. You could be ruling You could be a, what is even the name? I don't even remember those definitions. You know, a gang leader, or even worse, or better. Oh, sorry, better. A politician. Imagine that. I mean, I had a foot into politics. My friends can attest to it. You know, family of politicians and all that. People like Merkel. That could be me. But I met video games and I got hooked. Met my girlfriend online. Wonderful kids. A whole happy life. Kids running around. While I play video games. And now, how unfortunately, I learned my daughter to play Minecraft. From all things Minecraft. Why? Minecraft. That's the gateway game currently. Or at least it was. I think it's Roblox. Something that she also does. Terrible. Terrible, folks. Don't do that, okay? Don't even think about it. Don't even think about those things. They're terrible for you. They ruin your life. They ruin your future. They take you away from the streets. They make you focus your violence into something way more constructive, like usually, a good story. It's horrifying. I'm a bad actor, ain't I? Yeah, no. I blame gaming. It did it to me as well, you know. I blame everything in gaming. I blame my relationship in gaming. I blame my kids in gaming. I blame my life as an artist in gaming. I blame everything possibly that I could in gaming. Makes my life easier, you know. I can cope better with the reality out there. Terrible, terrible. Kids. If anyone ever watches any of my videos, don't do drugs. You can do anything else. You know, you can join the army, be sent to another country to kill innocent civilians by mistake, you know. But never get into gaming. It's bad for you. It's really bad for you. It's horrifying. You have nightmares. Nightmares, I'm telling you. You might wake up someday thinking that your alarm clock will blow up your head. Pretty tough shit, man. Pretty tough shit. You stop bullying people, you stop being an asshole. Yeah. Shouldn't do it. Don't do it, kids. Don't do it. Don't do like me. Don't do like me. It will lead you to a life of studies. You learn statistics, kids. Statistics. They're scary. You learn to enjoy good stories. That's fucked up. You'll be more keen to reading things. Can you believe it? It's scary as shit. It is. Traumatized because of games. They traumatized me as well. Video games raped me. They did. With a cone in the head. Horrible. All the memories. Never do video games, kids. It's bad for you. Bad. Pretty bad. You'll meet people online. You don't know where they come from. They share common interests, you know? Common interests. They're not just assholes you're forced to be around. You actually enjoy their company. You enjoy the people's company online. It does that to you. You start actually laughing about your troubles, you know. Get all this frustration that is bottled up because of boring, extremely lousy teachers who are, you know, if it wasn't for unions protecting them, that they have to rape someone in class so they can get fired, you know. And you have this whole environment of fantasy that you can relax and chill out and do anything you want. So you don't need to go out there and go bananas on people or get things straight. You can just meet people online that share common interests. They're really bad for you. Yeah. You'll meet people that share common interests with you. Can you believe it? The horror. If I ever told you. It's bad, folks. It's really bad. I only have a social life online nowadays. Other than with people I might work with my customers, people who buy my, how do they say it? Merch? I hate the term. People who buy my art. I mean, other than that, don't go there. So, yeah, other than me doing exactly whatever I feel like in games as well in real life, you know, perhaps you shouldn't do it. Don't do what I did. Look at my hair. It's completely fucked up right now because I had a tough day. Luckily I have the games to go to, but hey. So yeah, I think that's warning enough. I think this is why you shouldn't do it at all, you know. You might end up in your own studio doing exactly what you feel like instead of being a slave to some corporation or some company, or in my case, who knows, the military or industrial military complex, or becoming a drug lord and then getting shot about around my age or around the 30s. I would probably be done with, no, because I'm smart and more diplomatic. I probably would have survived until the age of 40. Probably, much probably. But then, you know, as the gray beard starts showing and all, and I start getting a soft heart, they might have ended me just to put some other spawn of Satan in my place, who, unlike me, would probably sell drugs to kids, giving the shady, whomever it might be, governments probably. I don't know. I just don't know. I spent the last 20 years playing video games. What the hell do I know about the real world out there, right? I mean, so, don't know. It's just a wild guess. Could be anything. Who knows? I don't. I'm just gibbering utter nonsense that I learned in video games, by the way. Remember, always blame the video games. Nothing's wrong out there. Everything is fine out there. The problem are the video games. The problem are the things you have fun with. That's what's wrong. Never mind the fact that we torn down the church, so they stopped saying that. But hey, now we have the secular governments to tell us that everything that we actually take enjoyment with is wrong. How wonderful. How we have progressed in a society, right? I mean, wow, just think about it. So yeah. I'm addicted to video games, have been for the last 20 years. And I managed to get a girlfriend no matter what, who loves me and I love her. Managed to start a life together, being together for over 10 years. Can do exactly what I want. Nah, video games are horrible, they ruin your life. They ruin your life. I know it ruined mine. I mean, I could be a tycoon, you know, like raising the price of HIV drugs to sick people for extremely excruciating price I know they cannot pay, but then they would need to lobby and appeal to government, so the government would pay the exorbitant prices that I would charge on it. I could be in all that, you know, and end up in jail because after some time people get so pissed off with the assholery that I was doing that they decided to catch me some way, in any way. I end up pissing off big shots and they screw me to show who is in charge. In the real world, I could be all that, you know, could be sharing a cell with Maddox, but no, I decided to play video games instead. Horrifying, right? I know, right? Yeah, terrible. Man, my hands are big for this thing, even for this one. I mean, this is not small, believe me. But look, I can't fit my hand on it. Imagine what I would have done with those hands as a criminal. Just imagine, man. I had potential. Friends can confirm I had potential. I was extremely violent and I actually enjoyed it. Yeah, I actually had fun. You know, I had absolute control over my reactions. I didn't even feel angry. You know, I realized that in my last great fight that I was in absolute control, but I didn't want to humiliate the guy, so I let him at least get out with some sort of dignity. But hey, then I met video games and spent the last decades locked up, doing things so I could keep feeding my addiction to video games. As in having relationships and meeting people I like and doing things, drawing and painting and creating artworks, and decided to make a micronation, the stupidest idea in the whole universe. How old am I? And somehow that gave me access to the largest, the Museum of Modern thinking in Danish, Modern Art of Paris. You know, all because I decided to play video games. No, could be a big shot in the business world, or in politics, or in selling weaponry to corrupt dictators. I mean, I would have done well in the military-industrial complex. You know, I have a sweet talk. I know many cultures. I have the ability to sell as some old African lady told me to sell refrigerators to Eskimos. I thought it was the funniest thing. No, I decided to enjoy my life. Don't do that, kids. Don't enjoy your life. Never enjoy your life. Life is suffering, remember. Life is torment. You have to torment yourself. You have to plague yourself. You have to do everything you don't like. You know, that's life for you, you know. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't be happy. Don't be happy. Don't enjoy yourself. Don't have an escapism. you can go to forget your troubles and work on them while you solve puzzles and problems. Don't do that. That's bad for you. That's bad. No, you have to be licking boots of some corrupt politician who pretends to be to have the higher moral ground. That's the way to go. That's what they want for you. Remember that. Video games, no, they're bad for you. They're bad for you. Video games turn you into a raging psychopath maniac. Yeah, not politics, not the military-industrial complex, not the espionage. I could have been an espionage or military advisor or some sort of that. No, those things, those are right. They are noble. They are the right thing to do. To go around the world killing people for realsies, that's the right way to do. To be paid, to be a mercenary, or to work in a big corporation to destroy entire villages, cause retardation in an entire tribe because you are polluting the waters with mercury, that's the right thing to do, kids. That's the right way to go. That's what you should do. As an adult, you should destroy entire villages, not play video games. You need to suffer and you need to make people suffer. That's good for you. Playing video games, that ruins your life. It ruined my life. I feel terrible nowadays. I feel so miserable that sometimes I need to play with my kids to feel happy again. Or worse, play video games. Hey, at least I'm admitting to my guilt in playing video games, right? Should have been a mercenary, professional killer, henchman. Yeah. Cold-hearted, bloody executive. That's the right thing. That's the way it should be in society. Fucking people for a buck. That's right. Video games, that's wrong. That's bad. That's bad. Not just bad, it's bad. Terrifying. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Well, I think my message is clear, right? Now, if you excuse me, because I apparently have absolute no control over myself, I'm going to allow myself to play one of the heaviest drugs that there is, that is called... Should I play GTA 5 or should I play Fallout? Yeah, I know I'm hopeless. I'm helpless. Help me. Send me money. Send me money so you can help curing my gaming addiction because it ruined my life. Okay? So I wouldn't turn into a sociopathic politician or a psychotic mass murdering bastard, because the military probably fucked up my mind or something like that. Yeah. Sad. Instead, I'm raising a good, healthy family, a happy family. Can you imagine the horror? With a loving family, living with a loving family, instead of being there in an office, being banged by your boss or your secretary. Who cares at this point, right? I mean, the cocaine probably would have done the effect. By the way, I don't do cocaine. Can you imagine? Like those big shot executives. That's just wrong. It's a sign of success, people. Sign of success. But hey, you are not allowed to say those things. Remember, kids. And gaming is bad, right? Not what executives do in their happy hours, that's all right. Because they need to keep a speck of sanity. They need to forget all the screw-ups they did the whole day. how they ruin entire lives, entire family, how they stepped over a lot of people and had to do it because, you know, they're being paid to. No, video games are the problem. They are horrible for you. They hurt you. They hurt you bad. You know, you'll be molested online with avatars with cones in their heads. That's the real horror. Now, if you excuse me, my fallout is waiting. Where's my mouse? Can't live without my mouse.